Oh,
What's going on, everybody out there? Welcome back to another Comics Unleashed. We have our normal crew, but let's go over it anyways. We got Sal, the Slab Guy. Sal, tell them where they can find you when you're not doing stuff here on Code X.
oh, awesome. You can always find me on YouTube under Sal's Comic Corner or on the corner begging for money to buy all these slabs that you see behind me. And I'm also on Instagram occasionally under the Slab Guy 77.
Yeah, down below, we have the Ric Flair of comics
Right over
himself
there.
coming from the comic
Woo!
Arium, Uncle Gary.
How are you doing? It's good to be here tonight. If you want to find me, we can go to command. Oh, is that a commander's hat? I don't want
Oh, that's not the right hat, Gary. Come on.
That's not the right
That's
hat.
why
Man.
that's why Dan skipped out tonight. Doesn't want to hear about it.
Commanders and or Comic Logic. Comic Logic. We are Loudoun County, Virginia's only comic book store. Please come in and see us. You can come and see me, Mighty Mike Harbor, Rob Kalin. See us every Wednesday. We're getting that 4-color wonder pumped into our veins. We're getting that ink put in here. I told you before, read comic books to make you strong, baby. Maybe do a few push-ups still.
They always help.
Come see us at Comic Logic. Also follow the Comic Character of the Day, which is the site Archduke Kevy founded. And now he has taken a step back. So Dan is pretty much running the show with the able assist from Sal. And every now and then I'll throw in the cover of the day. Usually I will. Today I didn't. But, most days I'm good.
Slacker.
I slacked. He had Glory,
I know.
as the character of the day. I don't own any Glory comics, and
That's all right.
I only post covers that I have. So there you go. And
It's just surprising that you don't have it.
I know. I have a glory. I guess I have a glory hole.
Oh, hello.
Whoa!
Hello.
Gaping holes, the glory holes.
I am
There
glad
you
this
go.
is our late show. This is our
Mhm.
late show, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
And speaking of our late show, we do have a great guest with us here tonight, taking over Dan's seat because Dan didn't want to hear about the Commanders in the playoffs.
Yep.
Lithograph
Dan
Comics,
is
Greg.
stargazing tonight with his lovely wife. Let's
Yes.
see what he is doing. He
It's
is
her birthday, so we wish her a happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday.
He is doing the Lord's work by taking care of his wife.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
But yeah, Greg, thanks for being on, buddy. We missed you. It's
Yeah,
been a
it's
while.
good, it's good to be here. It's been, we were just mentioning, it's been probably before Heroes Con last year. So it was sometime in the summer, maybe the early summer I was on last time, but it's good to be back.
Good to have you.
Good to have you.
Sure. What's up, Richard?
So you
Richard.
just probably have a YouTube channel. Is that correct? You don't have anything else?
No, I'm Instagram only, actually. I am.
Oh, I'm sorry,
yeah,
Instagram. Okay.
yeah. I technically do have a YouTube, but I don't have any content. But people,
Okay.
What's funny is I've got a few subscribers that follow me because of the Instagram, and it's so funny. I log in. I've never posted anything on YouTube, and I've got like 5 subscribers or 3 or something like that. It's kind of funny.
Mm.
Oh, look who decided to jump in.
Nice.
All right.
So, thank you guys for being in the chat. Thank you again. Real fast, we're going to go through this now. And we'll go through it in the middle of the day show, too. We're doing a giveaway. First one of the month, or first one of the year. First month of the year. But, whole set of Secret Invasion. All you have to do to be part of the giveaway, if you're in the chat, put hashtag giveaway. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Send us a screenshot on any of the socials we got. And remember, if you're a member of the YouTube channel for just $1 a month, you're automatically entered into all of our giveaways no matter what. So, make
Yes,
sure.
indeed. Do it.
Good
Do it
deal.
Now. Let's click like.
Free comics.
Free comics.
what's
The
better than
whole
that?
complete set.
Mhm.
I mean, it was Bendis' last good thing he ever did before ruining everything. So I was like, as soon as I saw the Bendis on there, I was like, yeah, this was it.
I remember his Daredevil run. I absolutely loved when he was on Daredevil. But if I did have one, I'll call it a complaint. If I did have one thing to say about Daredevil is he was really good at building up big stories and major things, but he kind of left it to the next writer to wrap it up. Like he would do things that you just couldn't believe was happening, and then all of a sudden, it had to be. I guess it was maybe Milligan that came in after that.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, it all worked, and they probably talked about where the direction was going, but it was a little odd.
Yep.
Oh,
Wait,
there we go.
Serpent got you too, bud.
All right.
Yes, we will announce the winner on February 1st. It'll be on our community page, all of our socials. Keep a lookout because we have had some in the past and never respond, which
Wow.
is weird after they won. But
That's next Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. That's
Yes.
next Saturday.
Next
We're gonna do it-
Saturday.
Are we gonna do it on the show? Or we're gonna do it.
we'll do it on the show.
We'll do
I'll,
it
I'll
on
have the
show.
winner and we'll promote it on the show.
There you go.
But then I'll enter everything.
There we go.
That's
Now-
the wrong one, Pam. That's not the hashtag I'm looking for. Thanks, Gary.
Don't worry, Pam. You're still entered in anyhow.
Yeah. Hi, Pam.
You know, if you don't have any glory comics, that leaves you in a glory hole. So there you go.
I love this.
Hey,
All right.
Richard, what's your incorrect saying about the Beast again? I keep forgetting.
Oh, you mean the only correct statement
He
that
should
is
be an
made on the
Avenger.
show?
He knows that.
Oh. All right, you guys ready about to kick this one off?
Oh, heck yeah!
All
Let's
right,
light
Sal,
the
you
fires
can
and kick the
do the
tires.
magic button pressing.
Oh, I shall.
All
I
right.
shall. What do we want? Do we want some groovy bass tones?
What do you want, Greg? Groovy bass tones, or do you want something different?
I play bass, so let's go bass tones.
Groovy bass tones it
Yeah.
is. Stand by,
That's an
folks.
easy
In about
decision.
a minute.
Yeah, sales automatic. What's going on, coders? Welcome to another Comics Unleashed. Got the usual crew with a special guest today, Greg from Lithograph Comics. Thank you again for coming on.
Yes.
Filling Dan's seat. And like we were just talking about earlier, it has been a while, so I'm so glad you were able to make some time and jump on the show.
Yeah, it's good to be back. We were discussing earlier. It's been coming up on a year. I know it would have been early summer. I think the last time I was on here.
Yeah, it had to have been because you were saying it was right before Heroes, so that would have been right before we all had a trip.
Yeah, Heroes was June, and I know I haven't been on here since Heroes, so it's been a pretty good while.
Yeah, well,
I'm glad you're on.
happy.
And
to
so am
have
I.
you.
It's good to be back. It's a lot of fun.
whole football season since he's been on.
Yeah, it has.
Whole lot of time and a whole lot missed, but a whole lot more to catch up on. So, what do you guys say we jump into these books today?
All right, let's do it.
All right, I will kick us off then. We're gonna start indie. Oh, starting off with Void Rivals number 16.
There you go. Great series.
Yes.
Great.
Love that series.
So-
I do everything Energon Universe. That's been a great
Yes.
series.
Yeah.
Still one of my favorites. Issue 12, World Tree.
Okay. Awesome.
That's trippy.
Let me get that up there.
Oh, I can do it for you while you're
Yeah, I
talking.
was trying to click and do everything at the same time. I'm like, I can't do this. Where's Dan?
Oh yeah.
If
Yeah, I
can-
know White Serpent. He was I was trying to get him to go to Heroes, and he just couldn't.
Oh, yeah.
couldn't get it to work out.
One of my picks this year for best reads, it was only 2 issues, but the third one finally came out, was Power Rangers Prime number 3.
Rich's Prime. Nice. That's a good
I am
number.
loving. I love the fact of like Power Rangers are not allowed to be Power Rangers anymore, and everyone's like, "I found one. I found another."
Looks like you're wearing your white Power Ranger outfit.
I am, but it's actually Under Armour. I just made sure it was the ninjutsu side of it. Next up, this is one Precious grabbed. She's loving the first issue. I haven't heard about it, but from Boom Studios, it's issue number 2 of In Bloom.
Oh, cool.
Like it?
So far, she's digging it. So, one I know we're going to be showing off tonight, but I wanted to show it off first. Hyde Street number 3.
That's good
That's a-
stuff.
I think I've heard of that.
I think you have too. There's a street, right?
Mhm. Yeah, it's a street.
Another one. I can never say the name, so Gary's gonna have to help me. Epitaphs.
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 Yeah.
Epitaphs.
Suffering epitaphs from the abyss. Number 7. I love this
Mhm.
cover.
That's
Yeah.
a great cover.
Romeo.
That series has been consistently good too. I'm usually not a big anthology guy, but that's been a good
Oh,
run.
it's a fun horror book. Yes.
Yeah.
Very much. Next up, this is part 4 of the Azor House from House of Slaughter, number 29.
Yeah.
I think we're
you
just talking about your world tree there.
Oh, one of the best reads. What I meant by that was for the Codex Awards. I had the first 2 issues, and I was just astounded by how it turned out after Darkest Hour, because I thought they were just finished, and I didn't think there was a way to go about it, and they figured it out. So yeah, Power Rangers Prime.
And Booge is in the chat. What's up, Booge?
Hey, boo.
But now to Marvel, Halverine number 2. I'm digging
There
the
you go.
covers,
Oh, yeah, they're awesome.
Mhm.
They
Very
are
good.
awesome.
and the story is not bad either, even though there's been like 3 reboots of it so far. Next up, issue 66 of The Amazing Spider-Man.
Yep.
I feel like anytime you could just enter Black Cat into something, they just do it now.
Yep.
You said Spider-Man's entering Black Cat? Is that what you're
Yes.
saying?
I knew it was coming. That's what she said
It's a
right before he
giveaway.
said it.
That's what she said.
Okay.
Next up, the
Meow.
Uncanny X-Men number 9.
Very nice.
Yeah, that was a good issue too. I like that one.
I have not read it yet.
Okay.
I hope it is. But one I have been reading, Ultimate Spider-Man number 13.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
That's been a good read.
There, even with like the time jumps in it, it still makes sense and is amazing.
Yeah. Oh, pun intended.
Not really, because that's Ultimate.
You should have said it's Ultimate then.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yes, next up, after months and months of not coming out, Kid
Boo.
Venom number
Sorry.
4.
Yep. There we go. Kid Venom. Boo.
Bring back the Zeb Wells. No, I'm good. Hashtag no.
Hashtag no.
All right. That's usually what happens, Boosh. Next up, I'll show this one and the next one because they're both the same, technically. Wolverine Revenge number 4.
Yeah, that's a great cover.
Yeah, I'm really liking it. And then I have the Red Band.
Oh,
I almost picked up the Red Band this weekend, but I passed on it because I think I'll be getting it from my HCC call.
Okay. I got one that I didn't know was coming out, but it was in my polls because of all the X-Men stuff. But X-Men Xavier's Secret number 1.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not what did Peter do?
well, that's a secret. Still hasn't been revealed.
I know.
Yeah,
That's what I'm hoping.
We're still wondering on that one.
All right. We're running into DC now. And we have Harley Quinn number 47.
That's a cool cover. I like that cover.
DC had a lot of cool ones, and one is on my potential cover of the year candidate already.
All right.
But next up, we have Justice League Unlimited number 3.
Oh, Captain Adam. Nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good series. Really good series so far. The Flash number 17.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
It's even blurry too, so it looks like it.
Ah,
Like my eye, I thought I needed a stronger prescription for my eyes again. I was like, shit.
That's the artist said, I'll have to tighten this up. We'll make it look like he's running.
Yeah,
Is there-
just make it look
Never-
blurry.
never-
And like, I didn't know if I was having a stroke or I needed to squint better. But
Who wants to
next,
know if there's never a good reason to not get the Red Band?
is there a reason ever to get?
Never get the Red Band. Yeah.
Yes. If Zeb Wells is writing it.
That's-
So next up, we got. I couldn't find a B cover or a C or an alternate cover for it, so I got the A. But there's a reason. Obviously, it's Tom King. Black Canary, best of the best, number 3.
Very cool.
I've enjoyed that series. I haven't read that one yet, but I've
Yeah,
enjoyed that.
I'm in the same boat. 1 and 2 were really good.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with those. Next up is Absolute Wonder Woman, number 4 variant.
That's cool.
I look forward to reading that. I've enjoyed that series a lot.
Yeah, Ultimate, I keep saying Ultimate and Absolute are just killing it, and also my wallet.
Yeah.
So it's never gonna end. Hopefully they stick to that 2-year plan, because, but we got Green Arrow number 20, which I
Love
Yeah,
that cover.
that's a great cover.
So my already one nominated cover of the year so far comes from Superman number 22.
All right.
Oh,
yeah.
really
Oh
good.
yeah.
That's great.
That is good.
That's
I
been an
love.
awesome
I don't know
series,
why
too.
I'm not an inker type of person, but the lines on this thing, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah, they're insane.
That is pretty cool.
so that's definitely in the running because it'll change 75 times before we get to the end of the year.
Yeah.
Next up, Wonder Woman number 17, which is also a very cool cover.
That is a good cover.
Yeah, that is.
Yep.
And then we have Detective Comics 1093, which I really liked until I started taking a closer look at their faces because it just doesn't make sense to me.
Okay.
They're pouty.
Yeah, it just
They're
looks.
broody.
They just like they're just no. It was good for a minute and the moment's gone.
Yeah.
All right, next up, because Uncle Gary always shows off these cool things, and Jamie can only afford the facsimiles of them. I got this bad boy.
The classic.
There you go.
It's a good one to have.
Yes.
I have every facsimile remake treasury now except for one, so I gotta find that one. But yes,
Which one did you not get?
I didn't get the first Batman one. That oversized one. Shit. It was, I want to say, months and months. You had it.
Is it the Jim Aparo or the one?
Yes. Yes, it was the Aparo. So,
This one.
I figure out where to put this now.
That one, Jamie?
This one.
The one Sal's got up.
No, actually, is the other one. It's the gold background.
Oh, it's the Ra's al Ghul one.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Well, that's it for me this week.
All right.
So, Sal.
Oh, yep. I can go next. Hey, folks, how you doing? All right. So I will start off with Indy. Picked up Gunslinger, Deadly Tales of Gunslinger number 2. Pretty cool cover with that.
Have you read into that one yet or no?
I have not. I have not read the first one yet. Dan was absolutely head over heels in love with the first one. And I said, well, if you like it that much, then it must be pretty good. I'll at least check out the second issue. And I bought that as well. So, no, I haven't read it yet.
Thank you, Pam.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with facsimiles at all.
No, not at all.
Nope. So I picked up the Boy Riles number 16, but I got the B cover.
Yes. Good cover.
And then picked up Batman Dark Patterns number 2.
That has been fantastic.
That is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I read number 1 and liked it. So, also like Jamie, I picked up the Green Arrow alternate cover number 20.
Good.
Was it number 20 or number 19? No, it's number 20.
20.
Yep, 20. This is the A cover for Batman 1093.
Detective. Okay. Yep.
That's a better cover than what I got.
Yep. Right. I also picked up the What if Galactus transformed Rogue to be a Herald? Okay, so little side note on this. I picked up the Hulk one. Didn't really care for it. It wasn't not fantastic whatsoever. Didn't really hate it, but I was just like, but I like the characters they're trying to do and trying to show a what if scenario with. So I'm gonna collect them or get them all because I want to see what happens. So this is Rogue for this week. I'll have the other two next week's show. So I also picked up X-Men's Xavier's Secret Stash number 1. He has a closet full of blue ties instead of black ties.
That's the secret.
Iron Man number 4.
Yep.
Ooh.
Okay. Like Jamie also picked up X-Men number 9. I did read this one. This was good.
Only reason I'm getting X-Men is because I'm trying to like them again or at
Yep.
all.
And then soft porn number 66.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, little story with this. The 8th Deaths of Spider-Man storyline started out really cool, and I was really digging it. It started to taper off for me, and I'm not starting to enjoy it. This one really kind of hit me really hard because I didn't like it at all. Where Peter's at mentally in the stage, I can understand it from the story point. I just don't like it. So I'm hoping that once the 8th Deaths of storyline is over and done with, we can continue on with something else.
Well, we're kicking off with a whole new number 1 in April.
Yeah, something like that. So
it's probably gonna taper off and restart there.
probably. All right. So Ultimate Spider-Man number 13, foily goodness.
Yeah, it is neat.
Yep. So that's it for my pools. Are we jumping the back issues or are we swinging
Go
around?
for it.
I got some good mail calls on this one.
Yeah, we got love for Black Cat. I love Jed McKay's Black Cat.
Yep. Yeah. All right. So Transformers number 8.
Ooh.
Dinobot's
Okay, so
debut.
Yeah, Dinobot's debut. I'm looking for a high grade copy of this to slab. This one has a couple of I want to say not spine ticks, but there are indentations close to the spine. They're not color breaking. I'm going to send it off to Kent. Kent Hubbs, ladies and gentlemen, he is the presser that I use. He does the cleaning and pressing. He's out of Comic Logic. He's there twice a month for submission Saturdays.
The Comic Hub.
If you're in Ashburn, Virginia, check him out. The Comic Hub. But yeah, I'm looking for a high grade copy of this. If I can't get a high grade copy of this, and for this book, I would really take anything over 9.0. You know, for this, I can't see me getting something below 9.0. All right. So
you blow a 9.0 on the breathalyzer?
If I did, I'm dead. Let me tell you that much.
He wouldn't be here tonight if that was the case, I'm afraid.
Oh my God, no.
That isn't a delay in his voice to talking. That's him slurring.
That's my slur. Ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Anyhow, that would be classified as a good night. Hello, Luna. Come on in. There we go. All right. So this one you'll recognize. I probably recognize. Dark Horse presents number 36.
Mm-hmm.
This one, yes, Richard, it's not Venom. Okay, please relax on that. I got plenty of Venom books coming. Don't worry. Okay. So, a little history on this. This is actually the first representation of Predator versus Aliens in the comic universe. Okay,
Yes.
so it was brought by Dark Horse number 36. I found one that I got, and I sent it to Brandon from Mon Comics because he's a big Predator guy. And he was like, "Oh, that's great. Do you want any money for it?" I'm like, No, it's fine," because I found the second copy that I had bought, but the seller was like holding a box for me, and then he like messaged me about a week after I got that first Dark Horse, and he was like, "Hey, your box is full. Do you want to ship out?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And I got this box, and I'm like going through. I'm like, "Oh, I got another copy of that. Okay, all right, fine. Let's send it off to Brandon." So here you go, ladies and gentlemen. Dark Horse presents number 36. All right, Uncle Gary, you're gonna love these.
Here we go.
There we go.
Oh.
Phantom Stranger number 28.
Oh, that's a Nick Carty cover there, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Thanks, Boosh. Thanks, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Phantom Stranger. Up.
Number nothing.
5.
That's Neil Adams.
Yep.
Neil
Some good
Adams
stuff
cover.
there. Phantom Stranger number 20.
That is a Jim Aparo.
Jim Aparo. Mm-hmm. Gotta love me some Aparo. Whoops. There we go. Get that glare off of there. So this is
Nice.
volume 2. And I think I'm going to go ahead and put it on my 2025 goals to finish out that volume 2 run.
Phantom Stranger, 41 issues.
Right. 41 issues. I'll look up and see how far I am in here in a minute.
And, okay, so when you get those, the other thing that's Bronze Age is Showcase 80, which Showcase 80 was his first Bronze Age appearance, and then after Showcase and great Neil Adams cover, and after that he got his own book. The only thing prior to that are the first 6 issues in the 50s, which are very rare, very scarce. As a matter of fact, I just got one a few weeks ago. So.
All right. Well, let me work on volume 2 first, then we'll worry about this.
Get volume 2, get the Showcase one. Yeah.
All right. Very good. next book here. This is actually on my list for 2025 to complete, but that's the Supernatural Thrillers, The
Ooh,
Living
nice.
Mummy.
Ooh.
Is that the first Mummy, or was he in number 5 first?
He was in number 5. This is the first group appearance of the Elementals.
What number is that? 8.
8. Mhm.
Nice.
This is just a sticker. This is just a sticker, folks. I'm
8
going to
is
change the tag.
8 is great.
Yes,
Mhm.
it is.
All right. So, yep. So I'm going to definitely finish out that one. That one I'm actually very close to finishing. I can tell you really quick here. Supernatural Thrillers. As I scroll through the CLZ app, it's right here.
Yeah, Pam, they are.
Yeah, definitely agree with that, Pam.
All right. Well, okay. I'll tell you in a minute. All right. Next up, Lost Boy Comics. I ordered another slab, and I got the
Oh, nice.
Wolverine number 2, which is the Incredible Hulk homage, and of course
Ooh.
that's a 9.8, ladies and gentlemen. But look at that.
Nice.
It's a beaut.
I have the Incredible Hulk. What was that? 380? I think it
340.
was.
Mhm.
Huh? 340?
340 is the original, the McFarlane. Yeah.
Yeah, 340. I have that also slabbed and put away for right now. So, all right, that is all I have for tonight.
Very good.
Awesome. Well, Greg, see what you got, bud.
Alrighty. I
There you
read
go.
a lot, so here we go.
All right.
And I do have the rules broken a little bit. I don't have mine in Marvel, DC order. They're kind
Oh,
of
that's all
That's
right.
fine.
But the
You're
stack
fine.
was so big, I was like, can I organize this while we're talking? I was like, nah, we're not going to worry about
Now
that.
you're just bragging about that
Yeah.
big.
Yeah, you're bragging.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to
That's
try
what
to
she
fight my
said, how
ring
big it
camera
is.
here. Iron Man 4.
Yep.
Yep, that's
There we
cool. Yep,
Mhm.
yep.
The been pretty good series so far. Of course,
Yeah, I'm liking
we're
it
going to
too.
have some overlap here. I've got Spidey.
Yeah, that's all right.
That's all right. His hands are in the wrong place, though.
Yes.
They should be gripping that ass.
He wants to make
And
sure she doesn't fall.
Normally, I'm a
Mhm.
cover A kind of guy, but I have been getting the Scotty Young covers of Spider-Man
Ah, yeah.
of the desk because they're kind of funny. This was a surprisingly pretty good read. Also, I picked up number 2 was the TVA.
Really, I passed on that.
Yeah,
I thought it was
did a
actually
hard
kind of
pass.
I kind of got it. Honestly, I got it because I was like, well, you never know what's going to be, something valuable in that thing, but I got it anyway.
Yeah.
So,
We'll be here
Yeah,
forever
no.
if we do that.
oh Lord, yeah, that would be
That'd be a
like a
marathon.
week-long show.
Yep. And thanks, Sarah. Thanks very much.
Mhm.
Black Canary, of course, number 3. We've talked about that. And
Yep.
I'm going to say one thing. Tom King is a really fantastic writer. There's one thing he does somewhat consistently, and I don't know necessarily about this book, that drives me insane is he has characters that curse all the time, and they have to put the little squiggly lines.
Mhm.
That is so hard to read. Can we please use a curse word that doesn't have to be censored? Because I'm trying to. It breaks me from reading this anyway. I can go off on that.
No, I agree with that one.
Power Girl. This is
There
a
you go.
series I picked up thinking I really wouldn't like, but it's actually been pretty good. Not bad. Of course, Hyde Street. I told you we're going to have some overlap here. That's been a pretty good series.
Everything Ghost Machine related is entirely
Yeah.
on Netflix.
It really has been. And then Epitaphs from the Abyss.
I still can't say it even if I hear it.
That's funny.
Suffer and Succotash, it's epitaphs.
Yeah.
DC Horror presents 4 of 4. I have not read any of these yet. I was waiting
And
till I got them all.
it is only 4, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
4 of 4.
they've been
I
pretty
couldn't find
good.
2.
Okay.
I saw that cover and I almost picked it up, but I don't have the first 3. But I'm a big TL fan.
My wife and I, we missed the first couple, and then when number 3 came out, we went back on the shelf at my LCS, and he had the other ones, so we picked them up. Then Catwoman, we always get the B cover on Catwoman, so
Frank Cho.
Whip action.
yeah, it's Frank Cho. Then
good.
one of Jamie's favorites here, World Tree.
Yes.
There you go.
Since that first arc, it's just been outstanding.
It's going to be interesting to see because it's been a while, since it's been out, and I've got to kind of remember some things. Did get Detective Comics, which has been pretty solid.
No, it is Booge.
Yes, it is.
Void Rivals, of course.
I mean, why not?
Here, John.
One of my favorite series, and I'm not usually a Superman guy, but the Joshua Williamson series has been really, really strong.
Yes, especially with the whole Doomsday aspect behind it. It's just been.
And I was wondering where they were going to go after the Zarnia kind of where Lobo and his
Mhm.
planet or whatever now, but they're moving it along really well. Ultimate Spider-Man, of course.
Everyone's
Very
a
good.
solid.
badass in that book. I don't understand it. I don't know how you take everybody and make them so great, and then you have your main amazing title, and they're just like, "I'm
It
here."
it it is a head scratcher for sure, and it's like I just wish Marvel would see that maybe we're all. I mentioned this. So my first time I was on this show was Comic Character of the Week for Spider-Man, and I said if I had one complaint, it's that he gets the crap beat out of him all the time. He never wins. It's like I'm tired of him not winning, and he wins in Ultimate Spider-Man sometimes. It's not always just him getting beat up.
Mm.
This is an interesting one. One of our LCSs had a cover for Lucky Devils. This is the Nirvana Comics
Oh,
exclusive.
okay. Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah, it was really really good cover, and I do have the cover A of
Shout
number
out to
one as
Nirvana.
well. Mm.
Yep.
And I will shout out my typical LCS is Snake Eyes Comics, which are friends of Nirvana. They're buddies. So most of these books came from them, including this one, which is the Red Band Wolverine. It's not in the
Nice.
bag because I read it.
Yeah.
And the only complaint I will say about Red Band is that it's really hard to tell when they have a ding on the cover because the bag hides it really
Yeah.
well,
Yep.
which is very frustrating. Um, B cover for Harley.
Yeah, that's a fun cover.
Yeah, my wife and I get the B covers for Harley,
Yeah.
so this is a very underrated series to me, which is Fantastic Four from Ryan North.
Yeah, it's
It,
not too bad.
it's been pretty good. It's
Isn't
got
that
some
the
weird
series we
stuff
were
in there.
talking about where Johnny
Well,
had?
Johnny had sex with a centipede.
I was just
Yeah.
I
gonna.
got a problem with that.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Is that there's some weird stuff in there, like Johnny falling for an alien, which is very strange. But and then last but not least on the new books is Wonder Woman, Absolute Wonder Woman, of course. Well, it's on the weekly books anyway. And I did pick up these from 616 Comics because I freaking love this cover, and I got the set of.
Oh yeah.
It gets
Oh, yeah.
No.
there you go.
There you
Oh,
go.
nice.
And then there was a version cover as well.
So there's some abs there, man.
You
Yeah.
said
Yeah,
virgin.
this is Lobos did this cover, and I rarely pick up variants like that, especially if I have to order them from another shop. But I saw that one coming through the email, and I was like, I gotta have that. Do you want me to go through some back issue slabs that I've picked up?
Do it.
Hell yes.
Okay,
Hell
this
yes.
one I got
You know
5
what
for
show you're on?
tonight. Yeah, it's true. And this one actually, Wes and Tim, I did a really fast interview at FarleyCon, which is in Chattanooga, and it was maybe last summer, sometime at the end of the summer.
Yeah.
He showed this one very briefly on like a short, but I'll show it up close. This was the Spidey that's signed by J. Scott Campbell.
Nice.
Nice.
And what I really like about this is, and it can kind of ruin a book sometimes, but this is really good placement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sometimes, and J. Scott Campbell, I love his art. Sometimes he signs stuff, and it's like the Wild West on the cover. It could be anywhere.
Yeah.
So that was a fun one. We went to Heroes Con. So the next 3 are from Heroes Con. And the first 2 are actually some books my wife picked up. First is, she's a big Catwoman fan. This is Catwoman's first Silver Age appearance.
Very nice.
Superman's
good.
girlfriend. Number 70. And she'd been looking for a pretty good while on this one. And this one we don't really have tough time finding, but we wanted to find the correct one, the right one at the right grade and whatnot. And she found this 6.5, and it's really nice.
Hey, Mr.
Then,
Keith, welcome to the show.
This is another book my wife picked up at Heroes, and it's a big one. She'd been looking for this a long time, which is Batman 42.
Oh.
Nice.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, she's been trying to find this, and I'll tell you a real quick story about this one. She found a copy at Heroes. I can't remember, it may have been like a 2.5 or a 2.0 or something like that, and she was kind of debating on getting it, and we are like, well, it's a big show. Let's go around and look around. And then the short version of the story, she found this one, and she's really glad she waited, for sure, because this is a 3.5, but all of the damage is really, it's going to be hard to see. Any imperfections are really on the back, because the front of this thing presents extremely strong.
That's
for a
how you want
3.5.
it.
Yeah.
You want if the back it makes it affordable, and you're not looking at the back. You don't care.
Absolutely, and that was a big deal of having a nice presenting copy.
And that was and what year was that? Was that about a 45?
I think it's 47.
47.
Mm-hmm. And it was funny watching my wife walk around, she's a female in the hobby, and she was asking people for Batman 42, and she was having to specify the Golden Age because they thought she
Mhm.
meant like the new one.
Right.
And she had a couple guys, a couple of old timers say, "Hey, that's a pretty expensive book," and she's like, "I know."
I
But
know what I
no,
want.
yeah, but we found it with some help of some friends helping
Well,
us look around a little bit and
well,
things
that's
like that.
awesome.
But
You all go hunting together.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, she's been a comic collector and reader. I've been with her 26 years now, and she's she went from, as I call it, real books. She was an avid reader when we
Hmm.
met, and now she's been a comic reader for 2.5 decades, and
Nice.
reads just as much as I do, really.
Nice.
Matter of fact, a lot of the books that I showed are either we read them together or she's the only one that reads some of the ones I showed earlier. Um,
You're a bad
th-
influence.
yeah, well, bad influence on the wallet because she got into.
Mhm.
She arguably spends more than I
I
do.
can totally relate.
But this is the book There's two books I'm really dying to show, especially for Uncle Gary.
Here we
This
go.
is one. This is one we talked about on a show, and I was in the market for one, and I could never find it. I went to Heroes, and I found it. This is the World's Fair from
Wow.
1939,
Oh, that's
Wow.
amazing.
and it's the first appearance of the Sandman, the Golden Age
Yes, it
Sandman,
is.
Wesley Dodds. Where's he at?
Yes, and
Right there.
there.
it's also the blonde-haired Superman.
Yes, blonde-haired Superman. I'm gonna fight my ring camera here.
Yep.
Is right there on the front.
Yep.
But
That-
this is, I'll say something about this book too. Well, two things.
I think your wife has
Personally,
something to say there, Greg.
oh yeah, there you go.
Mhm.
But I am typically a high grade collector, but I do strive for 1.8s for various reasons. But you can get some huge books if you don't mind lower grade. But I
Yes.
wanted a specific presenting copy because this one, Gary probably knows a little bit of this history. Well, I think we've even spoken to it. This has actually got the 25 cent without the sticker on the front that they
Mhm.
put on late. There was a 15 cent sticker they put on toward the end of the run.
Right.
And I'll tell you the quick story of this book. We went to Heroes. It was on day one. We were there maybe 20 minutes. We walk in, and I've got like a long box that's empty, and I'm on a store. I've got a friend that has a booth at Buzzard Brothers Comics. They have a booth.
Love the Buzzard
Yeah,
Brothers.
I knew
I'm
you
the
knew
one
those
that
guys.
talked them into going to Baltimore.
Baltimore. Yeah, they said that they got talked into going to Baltimore. I think they had a really good show too. So
Yeah. Oh, they did 2 years in a row now. But yeah, I'm the one that talked them into going.
and they let me store
Only
my
Uncle Gary.
books like at their booth.
Mhm.
So I walk in and we're talking, and being a 1.8 collector, it kind of adds some fun to the hobby, and you can get some monster books. And maybe on a different show, I'll show you all the 1.8s I've got. So I got some pretty good ones. But I walked in, gave them my box, and then my wife walks kind of around the corner. We're there. It's 20 minutes on day one. It's like 11:20 in the morning on Friday. Well, she kind of walks around the corner, and she comes quickly back around the corner. And she goes, "You need to come here right now." And I thought, I know exactly what she's found because she knew I was looking for this book. And I've never seen one in person. I've looked for literally decades. I've never seen one in person. I can always go on an auction site or something like that, but I've been trying to find this thing. So I walk around, and I know in my brain there's 4 1.8s in the world of this book, and there's only at the time somewhere around 60 blue labels. We can maybe give or take a couple, and there's a few more copies, but they're restored. So I went around, saw the book on the shelf, and I thought, oh boy, here we go. This is why the stack of cash is in my pocket. So here we go. So I look up, and it's an old slab, and I'm talking old label. The slab's got a crack in it. I can't see the grade. And I kind of asked the guy because there's like a row of comics, and he can't really get back to his heavy hitters on the wall. And I said, "Can you tell me what that grade is right there?" And he said something to me, and for whatever it was, it didn't register. Like whatever he said didn't make any sense. And I was like, "Okay, I didn't hear that right." And then I said, "Wait, what was that grade again?" And he said, he kind of looked over and he goes, "It's a 1.8." And I said, I looked around, I couldn't find my wife, and I said, "No fucking way." I couldn't believe it. So I ended up negotiating really fast. I knew I was going to leave with it, and he had a price on it that was very fair to begin with, and we didn't have to negotiate very, very far at all. But then I took it, and the reason it's in a new slab is Heroes had a CGC on site. So I had about 4 or 5 books to get reholdered, and I stuck this in there. And of course, it maintained the grade because it's just a reholder, but it's a very nice presenting book. It's and I'll say something about this book that I wish CGC would handle a couple of other titles this way. If you look right here, it says, if we get the first published appearance of Sandman.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fighting my camera like crazy right here.
Yeah,
Yep.
it beat Adventure Comics 40.
Yep. Adventure Comics 40 was the first cover, but that was the first conceived story Adventure Comics was.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this book came out first.
Yep.
It's not his first story, but it actually says first published appearance. And I've always wondered why CGC doesn't do that for Gambit and Black Suit Spidey. Like put on X-Men Annual 14, first published appearance of Gambit, and then the 266 X-Men put the conceived story. It would solve so many arguments about what is
Hulk
first.
180, Hulk 181. You know?
I mean, it's and I just don't know why they do it or why they did it on this book, which I'm like, okay, that solves the problem.
Right.
And I'll move on to the final book I have, which is the one I'm dying to show Gary. This book was a pickup that was direct. I'd had this book in my mind for a while, but it was never to the forefront until I saw your episode on the anniversary of D-Day. And I thought, there's another 1.8 I really want to pick up, and I think you know what this is going to be, Gary.
I do.
Sorry,
there you go. Excellent.
Nice.
1.8, very nice. This is a very hard cover to get in low grade and it not be beat to crap.
That presents really well.
It really did, and it was off white to white pages too. And a lot of my found were creamed out because 1.8s are not uncommon on this book because most of the copies of this book are low grade.
Yeah,
but I passed on several 1.8s honestly because they had white streaks and bends and folds, and some of them had rips and tears. But this one looks really, really good, and I think it's got a pretty good spine split in it, which is what gets it down into that grade.
Nice.
But I've been looking for it for a while, but again, it was always in my kind of my top 10, but it was maybe toward the 10. But I saw, and this is all thanks to you guys and Gary.
Helped you spend money, didn't I? That's
the D-Day
That's
episode.
where Uncle Gary's amazing.
Yeah, that episode was really, really good. And I am a son of a veteran. My dad served in Vietnam, so I've got some ties to warfare, in the family and whatnot. And it was a book that there's some books you get that you've been looking for, and then there's some books you get that really mean a lot when you get them. And that was one that one in the Sandman meant a lot to me when I got it. Like I almost felt like, I don't know why I didn't have them, a long time before.
I'm glad you enjoyed that show. I remember when I told Jamie I wanted to do that. I wanted to have something special for the anniversary of D-Day. That it was such a big anniversary of that, and I'm glad we did that, and I'm glad you saw things on that show that you really liked, and that we did Sergeant Rock as our character because
it was very informative, and it was very very heartfelt, and that was a pretty long episode too. That one went, and I watched.
It was. We had Mike. We had Mike on.
Yeah,
too.
Mike was on that one.
Yep.
So good stuff, and it's really interesting how that has become Rock's first appearance when for so many years it was 81.
Yeah, and it's funny because when you guys talked about it on the show, but there was a character named Rock, and CGC, I think they list this as first true appearance.
And a lot of that has to do with Kubert doing the art on it too. Yeah.
And this was the first time, I guess, he's fully ranked as Sergeant and fully fleshed out as this is our character going forward.
Right.
Because the thought did occur to me. It's like, which one do you really go for? And I said, well, we may be dealing with as the aforementioned Hulk situation, 180, 181. It's like, he's on the cover big time. He's fully fleshed out. This is a full appearance, full story. It's like I'm gonna go for 83.
I have both of them, but 83 is the better cover. So 83 is the better cover. They're both cool. 83 is the better cover. I love that. I am really impressed with that World's Fair comic.
I was too, actually. And
so you and I are tied now. Is that your oldest book?
Yes, it will be. Yeah, because I think it's the only book I have from the 30s.
Yeah, you and I are tied. 1939 is my oldest book. More Fun Comics number 50. So that's from 1939. So you and I are tied there. The other thing that's really cool with that book is, how you said the later ones had a sticker, a 15-cent sticker on. So because they lowered the price on that because it was most books were 64 pages. That one may be 96 pages because it was the bigger It was the
Yeah,
big.
and it actually, not to interrupt you, you can tell
Yep.
the thickness of this
Mhm.
slab is
Yep.
like crazy compared. Now
So
it's not. You can see the
Yeah.
thickness there,
yeah,
and it's not a magazine size. It's a standard thin
right.
slab.
Most
However, it's
Golden
very
Age
thick.
books, most Golden Age books of the day were 64 pages. Those big 25 centers were like 96 pages, and they were special books. So because they lowered the price on, and there was a World's Fair Comics #2 also. There
Which
was
that is on my hit list. That's on the
Yep.
1.8 hit list, by the way.
that came out the
Mhm.
second year. Well, anyway, so if you sent away and you spent 25 cents and you sent away for that book, when they lowered the price, they felt like they needed to give something else, so they threw another 10-cent book in there. And you know what that book was?
I actually know because I heard it from your mouth. It was
Okay,
Superman 1.
Superman 1.
Yep.
Wow.
So you sent away for that and spent the 25 cents because they were in the process of lowering that price. They said, "Oh man, we
Mhm.
can't sell it for 15 cents. Charge you by mail 25. So we got to throw in something." And what's that throw in?
Just a little
Superman
10-cent
#1.
book. Yep.
Yeah, a little 10
It's
cent.
funny. I've actually seen a. It's funny because I have never seen this book in person, and then I did, and then I actually saw. No, I didn't see another one in person. I saw one at auction that had the 15-cent sticker on it, and I felt really fortunate that I actually. It wasn't going to be a deal breaker. Like I would have gotten it regardless, but I
Yeah,
do like having the one without the sticker because it kind of signifies a little bit of an earlier release to me.
absolutely.
But I've always wondered because you had said that to me about the Superman 1 when I was on the show. I think we may have been talking after the show was over with when you were talking about that. And I started thinking, I was surely there's some great grandfather somewhere in their attic has an envelope with those two books in it
Wow.
that are just
Yeah.
sitting there. I mean, somewhere in America, there's got to
Well,
be.
there was a story. It's probably 10 years old now. There's a family, I believe they're in Pennsylvania, and times were tough, and they were losing their house, and so they had to pack up all their stuff. And there was an old desk that was in the house when they bought it, and they're going through the desk, cleaning out the contents, and in it is a comic, and that comic is Superman #1.
Mm.
And they sold it, and they got money for it, and Superman literally saved their house.
No,
How cool is that?
That is very cool.
That
pretty-
Superman
yeah, that's awesome.
saved their house.
Yeah, I'm loving the fact that, you know, even though it's not that much of a reach, still a reach. That Greg's like, yeah, I remember when it came out your mouth, or I'm on this show, and I'm like,
well,
it makes me feel so much better that the fact that like Uncle Gary has this pull with people where everyone just gravitates to him and they hear it and they're like, yeah, I talked to you about it last time, but you know, months later,
Oh
we
yeah,
finally
it was
found it.
it was
And
a
I was
long
able to
time
do it.
ago, and I kind of consider myself a historian of comics as well. Now I don't have the. I start getting weak on knowledge once I get pre-Silver Age. But I've been hanging around Buzzard Brothers a lot, and I actually help them with their live sales. Like if you see them on Instagram, most of the time I'm in the background helping do the sorting as books are being sold. So the books I've had that I've taken a few selfies with and have come through my hands that comes through their service is unbelievable. As a matter of fact, the Superman 1, I think one of my pinned pictures on Instagram,
Yes.
I'm holding a raw Superman 1 and Wonder Woman 1 at the same time. And people are like, oh, well, you're not super nervous, you know? And I was like, I really wasn't until I gave them back.
Did you say
Like,
Superman was Raw Dog and Wonder Woman? Is that what you said?
#1.
Wow.
I should have positioned them a little bit different, but yeah.
Ooh, hello.
Woo,
But
now
no,
we're talking. Now
some
it's
of the books that those guys get through, I've taken a selfie with like Punch Comics 12 and
Punch Comics 12. What a great book.
Chamber of Chills, the wine glass Chamber of Chills where the skull's coming through. They had, I think it was, I'm going to get the grade wrong. It was a very good grade on that book, like an 8.0 or something like that.
Mm.
And of course, they was priced accordingly. Maybe in a 6.5, but whatever it was, it looked beautiful. But yeah, those guys get some monster books.
My buddy Damien, who's a dealer, he just got his last Grail book that he's planning to get, and it was Suspense 2. You know, the great Schoenberg cover that's rare as hell and highly, and he got it, and it was like, wow, to be able to see that and hold that in person, that was pretty freaking amazing. So Hey, the Buzzards are good men. They're good. The good dudes, and you're right. They do get some fantastic books there. So you being affiliated with them, and what you're doing is kind of like I talked to a CGC grader once, and he said, they grade how many ASM 300s you think they grade, right? But when they get a book that they've never seen before, you know what they do? They read the sumbitch. They read it. They peruse it. They're like, whoa, slow down. Move everything to the side. And they read it when they see a book. We had a Sonny who does the podcast here. He became enamored of a book I had called Vegetable Lover. And Dan Kelly found him a copy. And they looked online, and there have been no copies of Vegetable Lover ever graded. And we're like, and he's like, Sonny, you got to get it graded. And I'm like, yeah, they'll read that. They'll have to read that because they've never seen it before.
Well, real fast, speaking of our very own Sonny Kruger, just want to give you a great shout out, buddy. Congratulations on your marriage yesterday.
Oh,
it shocked everybody. But,
and get ready for the
brother.
canonization of Saint Maria.
Yes.
Maria.
Yes, indeed.
We pray for you.
Yes.
But yes, buddy, I'm more than happy for you. Words can't even describe it. So congratulations again. I hope nothing but the best, and he'll see everyone probably Wednesday. So, but yeah, are we ready to go on?
Yeah. Okay.
Real quick then, I'm going to do our spiel in the middle. Again, if you guys didn't catch a pre-show or any other shows this past week, we're doing a giveaway.
Riff for a minute.
Doing a giveaway. Secret Invasion complete set. First one of the year, so we're doing one every month this year. All you have to do in the comments is put hashtag giveaway. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Send us a screenshot of you subscribed to any of our platforms. And if you're a member for that $1 a month, you're automatically entered in. So you got 3 chances. Guys, we're going to be doing giveaways every month this whole year. So stay tuned. And we will be announcing that winner sale on February 1st. Yeah.
Yes, sorry. I was on
February 1st. Sale fell.
No. Sometimes I got to yell at my dogs, and I always go on mute.
Is the Puppy Fight Club going on again?
Oh, it happened earlier today.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
I got to see it twice, and I was just like, I ain't going near either of
them. I get to play hockey referee, and I jump in the middle of them, and I separate them. It's fun.
Uncle Gary.
I'm coming.
Well, after the show, remember to stay tuned for the showcase tonight. Hopefully, Uncle Gary's got something good for us.
He always has got something good for us.
I've got something good for you.
Do you have a secret word tonight?
A secret word. Secret word. Extra large.
That's what she said.
I'm getting off this episode.
Yes,
you are. That's what you said.
Yeah.
Extra large.
Oh, Richard said it best.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. The secret word is commander, baby. All right.
Hit that like button, do some push-ups, hashtag giveaway, hashtag buy Dan Kelly Art, Beasts Avenger, Hulk 180.
There was only one thing wrong in that whole sentence.
Hulk 180.
No, it's the Beast being, he doesn't like that Beast being an Avenger. All right, so last week I couldn't join you because I was watching the Commanders whoop up on the Detroit Lions.
Is that what it was? I had a different text.
Otherwise engaged. So we're just here. We're hanging out. We ain't supposed to be here. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Damn Philly, dirty birds. We'll see what happens though. But my goodness, we got a quarterback, Jaden Daniels. Oh man,
guys,
it's been a long time. I've been like Moses wandering through the desert for 25 years. And there's a great ESPN story that they published that Dan Snyder is so pissed off.
Oh yeah, I read that.
Wasn't that great?
Yeah.
What an ass, Sal. Did you read it?
I did.
What an ass. He tried to scuttle the deal at the last minute by not giving his bank account information so they couldn't transfer the money.
Right.
And his wife and Joe Gibbs had to lean on him heavily to just go ahead and do it. So Dan Snyder, kiss my ass. All right. So thank you.
I was about to say, waiting for a quarterback, Uncle Gary. I've been waiting for one since I was 5.
Yeah, well, man. Look, we haven't had a true franchise quarterback since probably
Luge.
So
Good call. That's what I got it.
Ooh.
I
Yep.
got Commanders by 3.
I would love it. I would love it, man. But whatever happens, I'm proud of my boys. I'm proud of them, and they're going to be around this new regime. They're going to make some noise. So we'll see what happens. All right. So I wasn't here last week, so let's do here's my action from last week. Teen Titans, little Teen Titans action from last week.
Little Teen Titans action.
Little Nightwing, Nightbird.
Yes, and that's Dan Waters too.
Yes.
He's
the question
he's the Batman.
Yeah, I'm enjoying this question series.
Yeah, I've been enjoying it as well.
And I really like how it's tying into the Justice League and the Challengers series.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, this has been really cool. The Challengers of the Unknown, and I love how they're using the original Challengers in this. Since we love the history. Yep. I'm a Raiders fan. Yeah.
But you just picked up Pete Carroll. I think you'll be okay.
They'll be better. They will be better. The Green Lantern Fraction Special.
Yep.
Yeah. But Boosh, the Raiders screwed up by winning 2 games at the end of the year. They had the #1 pick, and this is a 2-quarterback draft. Man, sometimes winning doesn't help. I was rooting for Commanders to lose every game at the end of last year because winning does not help you. That's how we lost Joe Burrow about 4 or 5 years ago. We won 1 meaningless game and had the 2nd pick. But you know what? It's all good now. There we go. Black Lightning, #2.
Is that one good? Because
3.
I have been hesitant to pull the trigger on that.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Trigger, let go.
Yeah. So you're not. I don't know that you're missing a whole lot. Batman and Robin. Sammy's so clean. A book I dig. I really dig this.
I was raving about it last week, so don't worry.
Yeah.
I covered all that for you. That the idea of the 2 separate teams, basically, and then finding out that there could possibly be more. Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Trippy.
It's a dense read, but it's really good. James Tynan, like it's kind of at his best, honestly.
It is, and the thing that this suffers from is coming out now. This was delayed, but when they come out monthly, you forget these are read best as a trade where you could keep it, where you could keep your thoughts.
Oh, because from the Nice House on the Lake to Nice House by the Sea, like that transition alone, and then once they introduce them again, I'm like, wait, what happened with them? I totally forgot. Then you got to go back and it's been a read.
Absolutely. All right, World's Finest. This is a good book, man. It's been.
I'm so upset I never jumped on that.
Mark Waid just writes fun comics, right?
Yeah.
So we're dealing with Atlantis here, and
did you? I know you're Jeff Johns, and I don't mean to cut you off. I've been wanting to talk about that for a minute, but I've heard it so many times, and I didn't know this until like recently. Did you know? Remember, Wade was on Flash, and then when Johns came up, Johns took over Flash. Does anyone know the reason Johns got the Flash book?
Don't know.
Mm-mm.
Well, Johns was like, they called him and they were like, hey, we're going to put you on Flash for an arc. And he goes, oh, okay, cool. I'll take it. No problem. By the time the 2nd book was being written, they called him and goes, hey, you just want to write the Flash from this point forward? He's like, the arc's basically done. Like, what do you guys mean? He's like, they have so many great writers out there. They should, someone else can take it. And they're like, no, we want you. And he's like, okay. He said he wrote that entire arc. That's why it kind of feels like it just finishes at the end. And he goes, by the time I got to my 3rd arc, he goes, I asked them why they picked me. And he goes, well, because everyone was afraid to go after Wade.
Wow.
They said that his run was so good.
It was.
That everybody was petrified to go after him to let that run down. And they were like, we might as well have given it to you, and you made it great. And Johns literally has stated this in an interview. I was like, I did not know that. Like
that is really cool. That is really cool. Wade is just so good. Y'all have read Tower of Babel, right?
Yes.
Tower of Babel, such a great thing. And I got to talk to him about that book. And there's a jaw-dropping scene in it at the beginning where Batman. Yes, that's a good idea. That is a great idea. Where Batman is distracted big time because Ra's al Ghul has stolen the bodies of his parents, And when he goes to the gravesite, it's just a big, giant excavated pit. And it's such a visual stunner when you see Batman standing at the grave and the grave's empty. And I asked Wade about that. And he said, man, he had that idea and he'd had it for a few years before he could put it into a story. And he was so nervous that somebody was going to think of it and use it. So for somebody to take that. So that was kind of interesting to hear. But Wade, good stuff. Here's an alternate cover, little Frank Cho Swamp Thing action.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, with Superman and Batman and a big old gator. So
Big old gator.
Big old gator. All right, we'll move into Marvel.
Great book.
This great horror book by our buddy Philip Kennedy Johnson.
Signed many a book for us.
Yep, many a book for us. Great Thor cover.
Mm-hmm.
Ross, can't go wrong with Ross. I don't know why I'm getting this book, but I kind of like it. Exceptional X-Men.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I talked about that too last week. I was like,
why am I getting? I kind of like it. Amazing Spider-Man.
Point Death.
This was an interesting book.
Yep.
That was my winner from last week.
Yeah, that was strong.
Yeah, one of the girls who work at Comic Logic cried because of something that happened in there. She cried. Love this Bermejo cover.
Yes, Bermejo. Yeah.
I need that.
That's a good one.
Yeah. And I also got this alternate for that.
That's a good one too.
And Spirits of Vengeance.
Mortal Kombat action right there. Finish him.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
And Avengers Assemble.
Yes.
Cap Snake. Beware the Cap Snake.
We talked about that too. That's actually been an interesting run for all of us.
Marvel. Okay, this week's books. Gunslinger, Deadly Tales of Gunslinger.
I feel like I need to jump on this now because I feel like I'm being left out.
Well, Jimmy Palmiotti, I'm going to support him. Creep Show. It's a little disturbing, the sushi, how the sushi's made. Got some ears.
Yeah.
Got some ears on there. So, love a good horror anthology. Speaking of which, Epitaphs from the Abyss.
Epimethys.
Epitaphs from the Abyss.
Epitaph.
Bermejo cover. But, Bermejo's not the only one that can do a great cover for this.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh, and shout out Bermejo for it's been a few months ago, but that G.I. Joe #1 he did with Cobra Commander's The Reflection on the visor.
Yep, I have that.
That
one too.
was,
That was a great
beautiful. One. That was absolutely beautiful cover.
My cover of the year was a Bermejo Zorro cover.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's on a motorcycle, kind of jumping over the city, and in the back, the city looks like it's in flames, and it's lights and flames in the shape of the Z.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you got to look it up, Bob.
Yeah, I'm going to say I'm not familiar with that. I'll have to look it up.
It's Zorro, Man of the Dead.
Yes, that's from Massive Publishing.
#1.
Okay.
And it's worth seeing. It's great. That was my cover of the year. Also, my book of the year was Hyde Street. I love this book. And Jeff Johns has said this is his homage to Twilight Zone. And again, some more great Pranky action. Here's another Pranky cover. Pranky is such a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a dick. And it is just great. Because Greg, you're reading this too, right?
Yeah.
Such a good book. And Devour was great. Yeah, thank you.
I loved Devour was fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, so she's seen that Zorro cover. That Zorro cover is chef's kiss. Yes. He was my artist of the year just because of the covers, and I hate it. Next year, I think we'll break down cover artist of the year and just artist.
That's been established. We're going to be doing cover artist and interior artist.
Yeah. So for my Marvelous ones, they threw this in my box. It had rave reviews, so I'm going to give it a shot. Rocket Raccoon and Doctor Doom. So
many people I've heard have given that a great review.
Yep. So I'm going to give it a shot.
They renamed them from Rocket Raccoon to Rocket Raccoon.
Rocket Raccoon. Okay. Well, there we go. The Iron Man. Also got the Wolverine.
Yep.
Fantastic Four. I have enjoyed the book, but the Johnny banging the centipede did not do it for me. I know he'll hit just about anything, but Bugs, come on, man.
I will say that was one spot in that run, I'm just like, I just that wasn't. Yeah, I didn't like that.
Yeah,
But I have to kind of put it. It's like not everything's going to be perfect, so I'll just put that over to the not perfect side. But the rest of those
That doesn't
stories have
even
been
go
really
into
strong.
the box. That just goes off to the side.
And this,
the Johnny Storm I love banged Dr. Doom's fiance before they got married. Okay, I get it. Bad decision, bad choice, but okay. But the Centipede, I draw the line.
Booge, I have it on order.
Xavier's little secret. I mean, secret. I guess I'm editorializing. Xavier's secret. Uncanny X-Men. And I got a variant cover with this because it's a really cool Nightcrawler.
oh
yeah,
Nightcrawler,
that's
yeah.
awesome.
You know what I finally forgot to read was Uncanny Spider-Man, the Nightcrawler.
I enjoyed
yeah.
that.
I
I
enjoyed
enjoyed
I
that.
did not realize how much I loved that book the entire time.
I got it
I'm
because
learning. I didn't even know who Silver Sable was, and I was just like, "This is amazing."
one of the reasons that I kept with that book was I'm a big Silver Sable fan. I always have been, and haven't heard. And I can't remember the artist who did that book, but he drew Silver Sable very well.
Yes, but no, I actually because I've been trying to get back on track, but that was in the pile of things I wanted to read, and oh my god, that book just amazing throughout.
Yeah,
Like
it
I
was
said,
really
I'm
solid
learning
too.
the X-Men kind of side, so.
Good book. All right. Peter with his hands in the wrong place.
Yes.
You look, they're on the side of the building. He needs to support her a little better too. Around the waist is not supporting her, but on that caboose, that would support her just fine and help the grind. So Peter Parker, come on, man, you're better than that. There I go editorializing again. And everybody here knows that I'm right on that.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you.
Yeah, Helverine, that's right. Everybody knows that I'm right. Support the grind, support the caboose, help hold that gal up. All right. Ultimate Spider-Man, haven't read my Marvels yet of this week. And it's pretty good that lately I've actually been caught up on most of my books. So that's been a nice situation to be in. So, but haven't read all of them yet for this week. There's the new Harley.
Mm-hmm.
I almost got the Clayface cover. I'm a freak. I feel like I have to have the A cover.
I am an A cover guy, except for Catwoman and Harley. I get the B covers because
Well,
my wife and I get those series.
Yeah,
together.
I usually get both, and I do know that they're putting the cover on the inside now, so you're still getting it. But
yeah, I almost dropped Harley. That was the first book I actually almost dropped in almost 12 years of collecting.
I'm not loving the current book, and I really hated it when Riley Rossimo was doing the art.
Mm-hmm.
Hated it, but because I've got all the issues, I feel like I'm trapped. There's Superman, Planet Doomsday. Look forward to reading that. Look forward to reading the DC horror.
Yep.
This has been my favorite of the absolute titles.
I think that's everyone's general.
I will say I'll put my hat in the ring on there too. I believe Wonder Woman's the strongest of the three.
After the first issue they had me with who was raising her, I was like, "Ooh!"
That's no disrespect to Superman and Batman.
No.
They've been fantastic as well.
Yes,
I agree.
But that Wonder Woman is just what you're talking about. Who's raising her, taking a twist on that character.
Yes,
because you never know what they're going to do. Because the ultimate stuff can be just a rehashing of what's been done.
That's
the direction they went with that character made her very interesting again.
I think so too. I think very interesting. I'm with you. So I've enjoyed this a lot. Okay, I haven't read that particular issue. Now, these are books from this week that I have read, so we can have some fun with this. Great cover. Love this book.
Mm-hmm.
The Tom King current run of this.
Yes,
I like it a lot. So it's been very good. There's the A cover with Green Arrow. And I had to get the B. This is so good. Metamorpho, the Element Man.
that is surprisingly good.
Yep, I'm enjoying it. Had to get the B cover, very trippy. Using using his body to make the logo. He's coming out.
Shout out to the B cover of issue 1 where it says he's holding up like a sign that says new number 1 or something like that. That's pretty good.
Absolutely. The Detective Comics. I like Jamie, somehow found myself getting the emo cover.
Yeah, like I remember when they got Ben Affleck and they had that meme going, it's the sad bat. That's exactly what I thought about.
Yeah, that's emo bat. A cover of Catwoman. Also, B cover, Catwoman show, like it.
Whip action.
Hey, whip it good. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. I guess I had to. So
a little snow bat.
Yeah, a little snow bat there. JLA, digging it.
Cool.
Liking a lot. There's an alternate.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Like that. And then I got one more alternate that is kind of
foily goodness.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Swamp Thing on it and bat. So, all right. And then the last issue I have here is Warlord on the cover of The Flash. The art on this is bad. The story on this is bad, but at least it's a Warlord appearance. So
there you go.
There we go.
The Flash has just been bad.
Yeah, it's been bad. But when you have every issue, you got to keep going.
I don't have that problem, but I feel like I have enough in the collection now to say I have that problem.
Okay. Oh, got a few other things. Blood Brothers Mother, number 3.
Distillery.
There is a cover that I wanted, but I didn't get there in time to get it because Diamond delivers who knows during the week. And there's a great cover of a Native American girl on it on the front. And that cover is kick ass. So I may find it one day, maybe not. 2 magazines, Cryptology number 2 by 2 Morrows, which has great horror themed stuff, movies and comics and stuff like that. 2 Morrows, nothing talks about the history of comics better than things published by 2 Morrows. So big shout out to them. Also on the 2 Morrows docket is back issue, and this deals with Keith Giffen. It's Keith Giffen tribute issue. So
that's cool.
Yeah. So anyway, so love it. And then the one back issue I'll show. Greg, do you know who Christine Farrell was?
I won't have to say no.
Okay, she died last year, and she had every DC comic.
Oh yeah, from up to 1970 or something like that, or was it
from Vermont? Yep, she's from Vermont. She had every DC. Well, no, I think yes. So
yeah,
she had every DC comic. I think she went beyond 70. I think she finished the. He finished the I want to say she's into the 80s with it, but anyway, she had them all, and she's from Vermont, and I went to her store, Earth Prime Comics, and it was just kind of cool to hear the story about it. I didn't get to meet her in person, but I felt I had a little connection with her going to her store and hearing her story. She passed away last year, and they've been selling her books online. Heritage has been selling them. And I thought, man, it's part of the story that, my collection that I could tell is to have a piece of her collection. And I wanted to add. So I had on my radar a Christine Farrell book, and I got one. And it's from 1952. It's the 5th issue of Phantom Stranger.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
That is sweet.
That is.
So these books are all very scarce. These 6 issues of Phantom Stranger.
Right.
Of the 6-issue series, I think this is the coolest cover.
Yeah. It's got my lucky number on the front, too.
Yep. Old Lucky 13 on there. Yep. Car tracks are disengaged, but there's the Phantom Stranger.
It looks phenomenal.
Yeah, I would say it looks in really tight shape.
The green on it is great. It doesn't have the best cut at the bottom, but that's a production error, so that doesn't count for the grade of the book. But Isn't that beautiful?
That
What
is
is?
that is a beaut.
So I will always, know that I have a Christine.
What's going
Hello.
on?
I'll always know that I have a Christine Farrell book. So
Are they selling her books, like even the heavy hitters? Are they being graded or are they being sold raw?
yes. So this one, because she has so many,
Mhm.
they're not grading them all.
Are they going to pedigree the ones that they are grading?
Well,
Chance?
okay, so it'll say Christine Farrell collection. Now she started the Golden Age heavy hitters. It can't be a Christine. They can denote that it's a Christine Farrell collection.
Okay.
But the pedigree books have to be single owner books. It's like
That's
my books.
correct. Yeah. So it's
It's
like a Providence collection or something, I
Right.
think. Yeah.
Right. So my books that I have, anything that I have from what I collected from when I started in 74, those could all be pedigree collection for me.
Mhm.
But the stuff before 74 that I had to go back and buy, none of them can be.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize you could designate, like split it up like that. Like, I mean,
Well,
I've been collecting for 30 something years too. So I'm wondering anything that predates my first book that I got off the shelf would be excluded. Like if there was ever a litho pedigree.
right. Thank you,
Okay.
Pam. Yes, right. So I had to looked into that and I found that out. So
Okay. That's good to
That's-
know. I didn't realize that.
yeah, that's pretty so that was really cool. So I and some of her books come from pedigree collections. So some of them will have the pedigree collection and then they've added Christine Farrell Complete DC collection underneath it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
What a legacy. That's a really awesome legacy.
well, I think it is
Mhm.
too, and it's
Yeah.
it's going to be something that I will talk about. That I have a Christine Farrell book, and so part of this is when I show this book, it'll be the oral history, and I will talk about Christine Farrell. I'll mention her name.
Now, do you got a spot set for that one already, or
It'll just go in a special. It'll just go in the box with a lot of other
special?
books.
I didn't know if you had a place that you wanted to put it up, like because I know I've seen the basement, so it's
Well,
like
no, I won't know because honestly, the books that I have displayed are all doubles, right?
okay, yeah.
Because there's light degrades books and things like that. So everything you see displayed book wise are doubles, and they're not my best book. They're not my top copy of that book. So this book will be in the dark in a box.
Mr. Keith has a good question.
Let's see. A pedigree collection is like I have a pedigree collection of Billy Wright book. Billy Wright was from Virginia, and he started collecting books in 1936, 2 years before Action One. And when he died, the books just sat on a shelf for many years until his nephews, when they got to his estate after Billy Wright's wife had died, and all these books were collected by Billy Wright. So a pedigree collection is from an original collector of books that they bought off the shelf, off the newsstand, off the spinner rack, and that's a pedigree collection. So it's a one collector books. So that's what they will designate as a pedigree collection. Me, even though I have 60,000 books, all 60,000 of my books cannot be pedigreed because I didn't start collecting DC books until 1974, and then Marvels I didn't start collecting until 1976. So any book that I bought in his original book for me could be pedigreed. The others cannot. The ones that predate that.
And I believe, do they have you can probably speak to this better than I can. Don't they have a requirement that they have to be pretty high grade before they'll even pedigree something?
I am not certain on that, but it would certainly make sense.
Yeah, I want to say that I've never seen a pedigree, with exception of maybe one or two books from a big collection, but the pedigrees I've seen have all been very nice copies of whatever that book would be.
I think I've seen mid-grade books that are pedigreed, but the ones we're going to notice all the time are the high-grade ones.
True.
Like the Mile High books, and like some of Christine Farrell's were Mile High books. So it's just interesting that they have that. Knowing is half the battle. Yeah, that's right. Knowing is half the battle.
I'm glad we got that question answered because I was going to ask after we wrapped up the show.
Well, I found out And after the show, if you can hang around for a second, Greg, I have a couple books to show you that I think you really like. I have a book. I had to figure out what's the difference between a qualified grade and a regular grade. So, and I have a qualified grade book that is amazing. And instead of just taking the 0.5, you take a qualified grade. I take a qualified grade any day.
Yeah.
Than the 0.5.
That's a funny too, because a little bit of a spoiler alert for my 1.8 collection. I have a Hulk 181 that's at a 1.8, but it has the stamp intact. So it's and you can get a blue label Hulk 181 in that grade with the stamp be missing. And they say, well, that doesn't make any sense. I thought it was going to be green. You can actually tell, to my knowledge, you can actually tell CGC, I want a blue label, so take the cutout stamp and knock the grade with it. So I've seen some green label, like low grade Hulk 181s that have the stamp missing, but the grade is high. Does that make sense?
Yes,
that's
qualified.
I say low grade. The grade is high, but it's got the stamp missing because they accept the green label.
He says, I believe who the original owner was can sway the decision of the grades for pedigree.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I looked it up online for CGC. These are the requirements for their pedigree status criteria. The collection must be original owner. The collection must be a vintage material. The collection must consist of a considerate number of comics, and the collection must be high grade. They do not specify below that.
I bet they have an average in there too. If you've got, let's use for example, if you've got a Golden Age pedigree and they're all pretty high grade, but somebody bought Punch 12 and dropped it into a mud puddle, even though it's like a 2.0, that's still a Punch 12, so they're going to, slab that guy.
Yeah, right. I believe I've seen some mid, like sixes.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen anything below a 6 though.
I will say I think I even recently saw a 6 that was up on one of my Instagram guys' channels. But I'll tell you, we talked about Buzzard Brothers earlier. They had one of the Promise collection come through that they sold, and I can't remember the book. I was just sitting there trying to think of it, but it was a Golden Age beauty of whatever it was, and it was just gorgeous. But it was the first in-person Promise collection book that I saw, because that was a kind of a famous one that sold during the comic boom in 21. That the sellers of that could not have picked a better time to sell the pedigree collection. They absolutely made bank on that stuff. But they had like 9.6 first Riddler, 9.6 first Solomon Grundy. I mean, these books were insane.
I have a Billy Wright 7.0 Adventure Comics 56. Oh, so it's right. So there's a 7.0 Adventure 56 that I own, an Hour Man cover. That's a pedigree. That's a Billy Wright pedigree. So, yeah. So the 7.0 at least will qualify you.
All right. Well, we're ready to wrap this up, and then we can shoot into the showcase.
Yep, absolutely.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for joining. Stay tuned. Right after this, we're going to be doing Uncle Gary Showcase. But as always, I am your host, Jamie J-Dub. With me, as always, Sal, the Slab Guy. Sal, tell them where they can find you when you're not here doing Codex things, bro.
All right, man. Well, you can always find me on YouTube under Sal's Comic Corner, sometimes on the corner, getting some money so I can purchase more slabs. But you can also find me on Instagram as the Slab Guy 77. And then down in the corner over here, this is the Ric Flair of comics. This is the curator of the Library of Comics. It is Uncle Gary.
Hello. Well, they could find me at the Washington. Oh, is that a Washington Commanders hat again? How did that get there?
How did that keep showing up? Dan?
Yeah, how did that keep showing up? Comic Logic, baby. Comic Logic, Loudoun County, Virginia's only comic book store. Come in and see us. We'd love to make
an amazing store.
Thank you. We'd love to. People get engaged there.
Yes, they do. Surprisingly.
Yeah, heard that. Heard that.
Like that.
Yeah.
So, and we're engaging. So there you go. So come see us. We'd love to make your acquaintance if you're in the Northern Virginia area. Come see us, me, Mighty Mike Harbor, Rob Kalin, and all of the fun crew. So we would love to make your acquaintance. Also, keep an eye out for Comic Character of the Day, the site that Archduke Kevy founded, and Dan, our own beloved Dan Kelly, is taking over with a big able assist from Sal, the Slab Guy, up there.
Yes. All
right, and then down below me is our special guest star of the night, Lithograph Comics. You can always find him on Instagram at Lithograph_comics.
That is correct.
It's like the epipicabus.
Yes.
And I'm probably pretty unique in my name, so I think if you probably type litho, you're going to catch me probably pretty quick with it.
Yeah. I
You're not
agree.
playing hard to get.
No,
He's not.
not when it comes to Instagram followers. I'll take anybody.
Even Zeb Wells?
Well, I have
Not
limits,
everybody.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, of course, right over here is our leader of the night, the master builder himself, J-Dub.
Shucks. I'm just here.
Yes.
Guys, but you can find us at thecodexstation.com. Get some merch, meet the team. Let us know what you like and don't like. And find us on the
Where we have all the socials.
there,
Listen,
thank you.
if y'all have been paying attention and you've seen these faces in front of you, what you know deep in your heart and in your mind is that we are positively, absolutely dripping with the socials. And we would like nothing better than to give them to you.
Wasn't I drilling or I did this.
Oh, yeah, you did that. I'm like, are we eating at the Y? What are we doing here?
I did this last week. And everyone was like, what are
I'm
you
glad
doing?
it's 12:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I was like, wow,
I was like dripping.
Don't egg me on. This, we're already trying to rein me in. Don't give me more fuel for the fire.
Can't help myself sometimes. But yeah, you can find us at the Codex Station everywhere. Make sure you do that. Make sure you guys jump in the giveaway too. It'll be on the socials. I'm sure everyone's gonna be sharing it, helping out, doing what they can because we're doing a lot of them. So, guys, stay tuned again on Gary Showcase, and we will see you in the next one.
Okay.
All right.
You folks. All right, I'm gonna
Stay tuned.
maximize Gary to do this,
Yep.
and then
All right.
Uncle Gary Showcase coming up in 30.
Ginormous stuff. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the showcase. What we're going to show today, last week, we showed some digests. So this week, we're going to expand our horizons and show some beautiful treasury editions.
Oh, you have my heart now. I need to start seeing these.
Look at that lovely one. And what was really cool about this one is, and I think I'm about 6 away from having all the DC treasuries, is the back. So I have 2 of these in here. So here's the second one. So I wanted to be able to show the back cover of it. There you go. So Justice Society, Justice League, Neil Adams covers. So good.
And I didn't know they made boards and bags big enough for those.
Yeah, they do. They do. I know. Aren't they cool? There's that great Neil Adams cover. This great image of Neil Adams comes from the classic Batman 251, which is where the Joker is holding Batman on a playing card. So this image is from within that book. So yeah, so they have bags and boards for them, baby. So, but I love that image.
Is this a game we can play along at home?
Yeah, you
All
can, play,
right.
you can play this game at home. There are a lot of games you can play at home. There you go. How about that?
That's a nice.
There,
One. I like
there
that
we
one.
go. Shazam! Shazam!
Shazam.
Mm-hmm. You don't usually see Captain Marvel and Billy in the same place, but there you did, right there.
That was going to be my comment.
Yeah, I know. How about that? And this is from the TV show of the 70s. That was on
I
Saturday
didn't even
morning.
realize there was one until someone posted about it. I was like, that's real?
Mm-hmm. Here's that great Jim Aparo one.
Yep.
This is the original, though, baby.
I know, and it's
Yep.
just as
That
beautiful.
foil reprint.
Look how pretty that is. Great
Mhm.
Jim Aparo cover. And then on the back, we have Superman.
Play along at home.
We got some secret origins of the supervillains.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. These are beauts. And, who doesn't like some Dick Tracy? There we go. This one's a little harder to find. You don't see.
He's always wearing a hat.
He's a yeller hat, too.
What is
This
he
is one-
covering up?
This is one Jamie missed out on.
Yes, that's the one.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you haven't read these stories, it's worth getting for these stories because it's the introduction of Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah, that's why I'm upset I didn't get it, because after that one I started getting all of them.
Yeah, and it's I don't have the second book in here, but it's the wraparound cover. This is a great Mike Grill Legion cover.
Oh, all those F-listers you guys talk about?
Yeah, all those F-listers, the Legion of Superheroes.
Legion represent.
Live the Legion. And Sonny, I made Sonny read a Legion story, the very first one I ever read from 1974. He gave it a 10 out of 10. I was 10 out of 10. So Sonny, it was awesome. Superman Muhammad Ali, the original. That's also
Got the reprint on that.
So do I.
Yep, also another great great cover. So and then I was going to show just this stack, but then I thought y'all are double stackers if I ever saw one. So I think y'all deserve a double stack. So here we go.
That's what she said.
How about some Joe Kubert goodness?
There we go. There you
Tarzan.
go.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm. So and like this is C22 limited collector's edition C22. They all had weird numbering, but I've got
Was it Rudolph that was the first one?
Rudolph. Yeah, Rudolph was I got Rudolph over there. I didn't even bring Rudolph in this stack, but yeah, here's another Tarzan one. And the number didn't start with 1 either. It's just really
No, I think that one was 20.
Yeah, C22.
21.
The Bible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice wraparound.
Mm-hmm. The Bible. They this was a reprint. They made this within the past year or so too. They did a reprint of that. Super Friends.
I need that in my life.
Nice.
Yeah, Super Friends. Oh, here we go.
That's cool.
That's cool.
The ones I showed in the first stack, most of those I rebought in high grade. The stack I'm showing now are pretty much my originals, so they're not as pretty, but they're good enough. Secret Origin Super, and they had on the back where you could make dioramas and stuff like that. So,
That's cool.
Pam, I know Pam's a big Legion fan like I am. Pam, we made Sonny read a Legion story. He gave it 10 out of 10. How cool is that?
Mm.
We
He was going to give him his -4 out of 10.
Yeah. Superman salutes the bicentennial, the reprise of the classic Fred Ray cover of Superman 14. I wish I had that book. And we have the presidents in the back when we go up to Gerald Ford. So, but they have all the presidents. This was a bicentennial book. So that was neat. This is a book Jamie is very familiar with.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yes, I got that too. Where's my copy? Here we go.
There's my original. So you can make a diorama. I guess they have the diorama thing on the new one too, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't ruin your book. There's another Superboy in the Legion. Nobody draws women like Grill, I tell you what. And look at that.
Yep.
Nice wraparound Legion cover. I said wraparound, not reach around.
Can it be both?
Why not? The best.
Whoops.
Yeah.
All right.
South's top covers. Well, there
Sorry.
you
I was trying to clean up some stuff there while you're doing that. My bad.
go. We're cleaning up, so.
I'll make sure to edit that out.
Thank you.
There you go. And there's a story in here, by the way, that came. God, what the Dirty Job that came from a Sergeant Rock book. So it's that one right there. It is no, I'm sorry, right here, Dirty Job. One of the most impactful 3-page stories I've ever read. That's all I'm going to say about it. I'm not giving away anything else.
Yep, pick that up in the reprint too.
Yep, and that's
Nice.
Garcia Lopez cover. And Batman's Strangest Cases. I think
That one is coming out for reprint. I know that.
this is coming out for reprint.
Oh, nice.
That's cool.
Yeah, these are some great. Oh, Night of the Bat. It's got Swamp Thing 7 in here too.
Ah.
So, and it's got Brave and the Bold. It's got Brave and the Bold 93, which was Batman and House of Mystery in here. Drawn by Neil Adams, which was really cool. Superman
2.
Superman movie. Mm-hmm.
Kneel before
Neil.
Kneel before Zod.
And there we go. Fortress of Solitude.
With the giant key.
The giant key. Yeah, one of the Action Comics I still need is a first Fortress of Solitude, and I may get that. I'm thinking about. So there you go. There's our ginormous treasury-sized showcase for you. Last week we went small. This week we went large. And that's what we do for you. We give you different sizes, different formats, because comics aren't just this size. One size does not fit all. So
I was wondering how long you're going to let him go there.
I was letting him do his thing. All right.
good.
Well, thank you everyone for
Mhm.
staying with us for another Ugly Gary showcase. As always, guys, hit that like button, share, subscribe. Don't forget about our giveaway, and we will see you in the next one.
Take care, folks. And thank you, Litho, for joining us tonight, man.
Yes,
Anytime.
thank you so
Absolutely.
much.
It's always,
It's always
fun.
a party.
I can always talk comics anytime.
Mm-hmm.
We'll trust me, we'll keep that in mind.